What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We out here with another Tom MacDonald reaction. This time we're taking a look at his song Sellout. Okay, now just based off the title right there, I'm guessing there's just a whole lot of critics and a whole lot of people out there calling him a sellout, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure he was an independent artist, right? So where is he selling out? It's just him and this girl that's making these videos. So I don't know if he's addressing himself or if he's addressing other people, but you know Tom MacDonald. So let's go ahead and shut up, turn it up.
I'm sick of hearing that I changed up. Everybody wanna keep me chained up. Check it, this a race. If I'm running and you walking, I can't wait up. Straight up, I feel like I'm the same as when I came up.
All right, so look, check this out. Just right off the bat, bro. You know who else had it? You know who else had the same issue? Kanye West, right? Like the people, he has one song where he said, I want the old Kanye, not the new. That one right there. That song was pretty much addressing how everybody was like, oh, you done changed, you done did all this. I mean, what do you want, right? You want your artist to be able to evolve, right? You don't want them to stay the same. You want them to evolve and still retain their same sound. Like I never understand that argument.
It's a race. If I'm running and you walking, I can't wait up. Straight up, I feel like I'm the same as when I came up. Still a record label, still a manager, still do it all with my girl from my home. Yeah, I bought some Gucci, but I hardly even wear it. I was stoked that after 30 years I finally wasn't broke, and I don't like that stuff. The vibe ain't tough. I should go and soak the clothes in gasoline and light that up. All these stupid little rappers popping Xanax, bad examples for our children. I will never write that, bruh. I'm the same man, living like I used to. Do it for my fans, getting famous off of YouTube. Hope they understand I'm only human. Didn't know that making music will be so confusing. No excuses, that's the truth too. I will always be the person who I used to be. I ain't wearing diamonds, I ain't lying about my jewelry. Every chain is fake and all that Gucci isn't new to me. I bought it secondhand so I look cool on your computer screens. I'm tired of being analyzed by fans like they're scientists and criticized for every single rhyme I spit. If you really think I changed, go ask my sister about her wedding dress, my dad about Nepal, or my mom about her appliances. They say I...
Bro, I mean, it's just what he just said right there. It's just so much to dissect, right? Now, first off, he's pretty much just pulling it all out there on the line, right? This is stuff that we know in the back of our heads, right? We know the diamonds, we know the chains, we know stuff, we know that stuff ain't real. Half the time, the rappers, right, when they be doing their like expensive music videos with all the cars, they don't own any of those cars. Those are all rentals and everything. And like he said, he owns Gucci, but he don't ever wear it. Have you guys ever looked at his I think it's his Twitter post, his Instagram, not Instagram. I'm not on his Instagram. I don't even know if he had one, but on his YouTube, you know, when they create posts and everything, where he's showing like him standing in front of his mail and everything. You ever pay attention to what he's wearing? He just wear like the same regular stuff, you know. Like I said, people criticize on the screen, and the reason why they do that is because of what we're used to seeing. You know, we're used to seeing people be super flashy on the screen, right? So we just automatically assume that that's what they always look like. But the thing about Tom MacDonald is that you see what he's like on the screen, because that's, you know, when he's in his hustle mode, you know, he's in his business mode, he's here to deliver and everything. But like off screen, he's still the same dude. It's just that he ain't rapping now. He's just being, you know, it's like a performance. You know what I mean? It's a performance. He got some things he needs to get off his chest, right? So he gets on the mic and he puts it down, right? But he's obviously he's a nice dude. I think people just be hating just to be hating, right? So he's saying my chain is fake and everything. Like I said, it's stuff that we already knew. So it's almost like if you choose to believe that any of that stuff that you see on the screen is real, that ain't nobody's fault but yours. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Tom MacDonald's is here to just to tell it straight. You're just here to tell us straight. I mean, you can't get no more straighter than this. And, you know, sometimes the truth hurt. It hurts so much that it's unbelievable. And I think that's the issue we got going on in today's music industry.
Go ask my sister about her wedding dress, my dad about Nepal, or my mom about her appliances. They say I sold out, love me born. They don't with me no more. Say I changed up, now they're bored. They miss the way I was before. I guess I sold out. They mad, gold mouth, Louis bag, but everything I was made me everything I am. Look, I get it.
See, and one more thing before we go, and I'm sorry, I'll be pausing a lot because usually when I'm looking at Tom MacDonald songs, there's so many things that I agree with, and I always want to explain why, you know. So he was saying, he was saying he feels like he's the same way he is. Now, here's the thing. that may be 100% true. I can't say for sure. Only he can. So if he tells it to me, I'm going to believe him because he has earned that respect in my mind with his music, you know. But here's the thing. Artists sometimes never change. What changes is the time. What changes is the music industry and what your demands and what your standards are. You know what I mean? So once upon a time when an artist was doing what he needed to do in that certain time when it was popular, continues to do what he was doing in a time where that music or that style wasn't popular anymore, your perception of what that person should be rapping out shifts, right? And now you completely forgot what kind of person this was because the mainstream of what's playing no longer reflects it. You got to know what I mean? It happens, and it happens suddenly, and it gives us the illusion that they have changed up, you know? So when you are looking at artists and you are looking at their styles and everything, you have to go back and you have to like really, really study and look at what they've been rapping at since the beginning and then compare it to now, right? But what we're doing is comparing now, right, to now, and then you're saying artists changed up when really they've just been rapping about the same thing. Now, when you get good at your craft, you improve, you learn how to say things a lot better, right? Now that is a welcoming change. That's not like a complete change, right? You know, it's like saying, you plant a apple seed and then the seed grows into an apple, right? Now that apple changed, but it didn't change up completely. It didn't go from an apple seed to a banana. You know what I'm saying? It just simply evolved with the times, right? But you've been too busy looking at bananas that you mistook this apple for a banana. So since it didn't grow into a banana, you like, yo, what happened? You changed up. That probably was a horrible analogy, but that's just what I'm thinking in my head right now. I apologize.
Out of criticism, verified.
Everything
I am. Look, I get it, out of criticism, verified. Spent some years together, now we're going through a scary time. Trust me, if I witness my hero been acting different and seemed like he might be switching, I'd be tripping, I'd be terrified. But picture this, roaches climbing out the cupboards. I was living in the ghetto, borrowed money from my mother. I just had a mental breakdown, my girlfriend in the struggle. Then I blew up overnight and we recovered. We went to Gucci and Louis, moved out the hood to a safe house. Started doing things that we dream when we laid down. Now everybody's saying that I changed and they hate loud. I was trying to show my girl like, hey babe, we okay now. Still throw a brick through the window of the lobby of any record label who trying to stop me. Still be the voice of every single lonely person with a story they can't tell because they never had nobody. Still the system and pharma and every whack politician and every triggered millennial too offended to listen. I got caught up in trying to show all the haters I did it, and I forgot that being Thomas was the promise I'd given. I understand why everybody lately saying I changed, but I get bored of everything that stays exactly the same. I promise that I'll burn it down with fuel and flames before I lose myself and become all the things that I hate. They say I sold.
See, that's one of the most hardest things that it's hard, and especially us as consumers to not change with the time. Now you got to remember that Tom MacDonald's an independent artist. That makes things 10 times as harder, right? Now, like he said, he blew up overnight. Who wouldn't want to give their family a better life? You know what I'm saying? Who in the right world wouldn't want to do that? And Tom MacDonald has luckily been able to do that, but it doesn't necessarily mean to change up. It means he's just improved his lifestyle. You know what I mean? There ain't nothing wrong with that. And it's just him and his girl. Now, there's a couple other things I want to say. Oh, when he said the millennials, right? That's crazy because I'm a millennial, right? I just turned 30. It's November, October, September, October, November. I don't know my months for some reason. I just turned 30 in October, right? So I'm 100% a millennial, right? But I like to think for myself. I like to listen to what people got to say, and I like to run that through my brain and be like, all right, do I agree with this? And if I do agree with this, then why? But, like I said, in these times, we're being trained. We're being told what to think. And I'm telling you, it's happening without you even knowing it. That's the scary part about it. This is good stuff right here. And I like that he got that play button. That play button is well earned, right? There's only a small percentage of people who have it, with all the people, there's millions of users on YouTube, but like from a statistical standpoint, it's a very, very small number.
Caught up in trying to show all the haters I did it, and I forgot that being Thomas was the promise I'd given. I understand why everybody lately saying I changed, but I get bored of everything that stays exactly the same. I promise that I'll burn it down with fuel and flames before I lose myself and become all the things that I hate.
So one more thing, right, is self-awareness, right? The fact that he's even making this song. Now you got to think this song is just being delivered to us, but he probably been writing something like this for maybe a couple of weeks or maybe even months from it. And he said he forgot that being Thomas was the first promise that he made, right? See, people lose that. You know what? Tom MacDonald. For some reason, I just thought his name was Tom. I didn't know it was short for Thomas, of course. But being yourself, right? It's easy to lose yourself. That's why I think being an independent artist in this time is so important, because when you do sign to the record labels, you got to remember that they are slowly shifting your sound over to their sound because they care about those dollar bills, right? You might have had one hit song, but that hit song might have strayed a little away from what your original sound was. So when you finally get this big label and you got all these resources and everything, you start finding your sound. People are like, nah, bro, I don't like that. Do you like, well, no, it don't sound like me. So now you done lost yourself in your music. So his awareness, right? His consistent awareness as to why, you know, that promise that he made to himself is also an amazing ability, because it's easy to lose it. So
I promise that I'll burn it down with fuel and flames before I lose myself and become all the things that I hate. They say I sold out, love before. They don't with me no more. Say I changed up, now they're bored. They miss the way I was before. I guess I sold out. They mad, gold mouth, Louis bag, but everything I was made me everything I am. I learned from my mistakes. I grew up and I changed, but I swear I'm still the same. I fell along the way, took more than I could take, but I turned out okay. They say I sold out, love me poor. They don't with me no more. Say I changed up, now they're bored. They miss the way I was before. I guess I sold out. They mad, gold mouth, Louis bag, but everything I was made me everything I ever. They say I sold out, love me poor. They don't with me no more. Say I changed up, now they're bored. They miss the way I was before. I guess I sold out. They mad, gold mouth, Louis bag, but everything I was made me everything I am.
good stuff, man. And now that I've been listening to the chorus a little bit more closely, that analogy, that horrible analogy that I made about the apple seed becoming an apple, right? Everything you was, which pretty much was an apple seed, made you everything that you are. You became an apple because you had an apple seed, and you were able to weather the storm and be able to grow, into a full-fledged, right? And you have some other seeds that, wrangle through, and then why am I talking about like apples grow from the freaking ground? Anyways, you got some apples that simply don't make it. Maybe it's because they lost their way or something, or maybe it just didn't get enough fertilizer. But the thing is that you change, you improve because you improve in your craft, but you still, that foundation is still going to be there. And I think the issue with the mainstream artists is that if you look at them on like the mainstream, right, but then you meet them in person, you might see completely two different people, right? When we listen to Tom MacDonald, most likely you can hear it in his raps, right? He speaks from his experience, and he's pretty much speaking about things that he believes in and everything, right? But then you like see him on camera, he's like this really, really cool guy, right? But when you're making speeches and stuff like that, it's going to sound just a little bit different when you're performing, when you're rapping, than versus when you off camera. I just think Tom MacDonald does a pretty good job at delivering this message, and I don't necessarily think he's changed. But then again, I've only been listening to Tom MacDonald for about a year, but what I've seen so far is all been consistent. You know what I mean? Consistency is what you want to look for, right? His attitude when he's off the camera, his attitude when he's on the camera, it's all consistent. I don't see any change, right? I just happen to think that people simply just don't want to see other people succeed, and jealousy seeps in, and I think that's pretty much what it's all about. So all right, y'all, appreciate y'all tired of hearing me mumbling about nothing. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.